Good morning and welcome to the next edition of Morning Tea with Dr. V. It's my pleasure to have with me here both Carol Schweigert and Lori Carpenter, who are going to share some information on the dangers of fentanyl. So I'll just start with the first question here, which is tell me a little bit about why you have an interest in spreading awareness about the dangers of fentanyl and other drugs, and whoever would like to start.
We have shared awareness. We both lost our sons to fentanyl toxicity about a month apart.
And there was no warning, or there was no awareness. I didn't know anything about fentanyl, and then I found out that it's been pressed into counterfeit prescription medications. So there's children and adults across this community and this state that are not aware of the fact that there's counterfeit prescription medications being sold illicitly. So the dangers are out there because no one's aware, and they're taking medication thinking it's one thing and it's completely counterfeit. So people are dying left and right.
Yeah, and again, I was fortunate to go to your presentation you shared at the high school, and again, it's got to be tough to be able to share the stories about your children specifically, and so as you said, that's probably one of the drivers of why it's important to share this information, because some people we just don't know. So do you know of any resources that might be out there to help families who maybe have children who are maybe using drugs or fentanyl? Anything out there that you might be aware of?
You can always go to the county health department. You can go to your school counselors. You can go to your family practice provider, and they can hook people up with the network. Directly what's available in this community, I'm not really sure. Pioneer Human Services is one up in Whatcom County and in other counties too.
Okay.
It's important to note, though, as well, that this is happening to people without addiction issues. This is happening to people that might be trying drugs for the first time, experimenting, or they're self-medicating. They might not necessarily have an addiction issue, so that's really important to understand, because it's not just addicts that are dying from this.
Absolutely, and I remember that the young gentleman Tyler, who, if you see him, you go like, no way would he have an issue with drugs, and it was just for whatever reason, whether it's just like you said, if they have an ankle sprain and they're using a painkiller, and sometimes they get it from a different source. That's the challenges. So thank you for clarifying that, because I think that's important to do that. One last question I have is, as a district, how can we support this effort and maybe promoting awareness?
I think education from the ground level. I think that's the most important thing, and for people not to be afraid to talk about it, for kids to take care of each other, and just the awareness that when you're out together and you're having fun, and what you think you might be taking may not be what you think it is. It's just so dangerous that it's so prevalent here.
Yeah.
The health curriculum needs to be updated, in my opinion, to inform the students that there's a whole new paradigm shift in the drug usage world. It's no longer what it used to be, and it's full of deceit, fake and fatal pills, and extremely lethal. And so being aware of that at a young age is really important.
Yeah. And I want to recall that I remember you guys shared earlier that only just 2 grains of the size of salt is enough to really do harm and or kill somebody.
That's a fatal dose.
Yeah, that's just incredible. And again, like you said, with social media, just the everything that's out there is just super dangerous. So the more we can bring awareness, the better. So with that, again, I just want to thank you both for being bold and courageous and sharing your stories, because it cannot be easy to, every time you talk to somebody, to remember your children. So
Thank you.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Yeah, thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Thank you.
Thank you.